people who helped build what the Don't Unfriend Me show has become, alongside so many others in this incredible community. His generosity, encouragement, and belief in our mission helped turn an idea into something much bigger. While Chuck may no longer be with us, his impact remains. Every broadcast from this studio stands as a reminder of a man who gave selflessly and made a difference. His legacy will live on through the show and through the countless lives he touched. God bless and keep him. Until Valhalla, my friend. Bigger, better, faster, more. It all started with just a vote, a single choice in a sea of millions. And suddenly, people we loved vanished. Godparents to our children, lifelong friends, all gone with just a click, with a comment, with silence. That's when the seed was planted. Don't Unfriend Me wasn't just a name, it was a plea, a line in the sand, a refusal to let politics tear apart what humanity once held so sacred. We didn't set out to build a movement. We set out to tell the truth, even when it hurt. Long hours, lost sleep, more setbacks than anyone will ever see. There were days it felt like we were shouting into the void, but we kept showing up. Not for clicks, not for clout, but because this matters. We pushed through the doubt, the algorithm throttling, the shadow bans, the isolation, the nights we sat at the mic with empty inboxes and broken spirits. And still, we stayed. We persevered, because we knew there was something here worth fighting for. For years, thousands of hours, laughter, heartache, raw conversations with real people. And now, it all leads to this. One night, one room, one moment. We can agree, we can disagree. You can love me, or you can hate me. Just don't unfriend me. It all starts right now.
Do you want the truth? Are you tired of being so confused? You feel like you're more fucked up than the lies on the evening news? Well, just step right in. We can talk about it all as friends. And if you want, we can hug and kiss and make up for the party ends. Agree or disagree, stop unfriend me. 'Cause I'm everything you want, damn sure what you need. I won't tell no lies, back up all the facts with truth. And if you can't get down with that, you must be somebody's stuff.
What's up, everybody? It's Ryan Weaver. I am on the Don't Unfriend Me show, otherwise known as The Dumb Show, with host Matt Spear. You guys can find the show at The Dumb Show on social media or thedumbshow.com.
Yeah, back to the good old days, back when liberty was safe, back when everybody stood together and we believed it would last forever. Back to shaking hands, back to remembering the past, back when red, white, and blue wasn't never put last.
You guys know my family has followed Dennis Prager and PragerU for a long time, and now more than ever, Dennis needs our prayers and our thoughts as he goes through his most difficult struggle. We've watched him for years with friends and shared him on the show, the culture, the principles that made America what it is today. And recently, Olivia started using PragerU Kids with some of the children she works with as a nanny. And it's been amazing to see how quickly kids connect with it. And that's why I wanted to mention their new series, America's Favorite Music Show. It teaches American history and heritage through music and storytelling, which is really a natural way for kids to learn and remember things today. In a world where so much educational content seems focused on really tearing things down, it's refreshing to find something that helps kids understand where they came from, what our nation stands for, and the values that help build it. if you've enjoyed PragerU over the years, as I have, take a look and see what they're doing for younger kids. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Thanks for listening, and get the link down below.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me show. You know, it's interesting. We're gonna go right to cut into the middle here because I want to talk about this, and we'll come back to this. By the way, donations are up $300. We are going for it tonight. We would appreciate. Lynn Stockel was our last donation last night. Thank you so much. So I had somebody on YouTube reach out to us, and essentially, like. Folks, I don't come after viewers anymore. I used to do it a lot. Like I would think somehow that my job was to combat the viewers, and to let you know, that's not my goal. I appreciate every single one of you. I also want to thank real quick our good friend Maddie How and it's
didn't know you were reading that.
For ordering Sign of the Times twice and then Just a Dad t-shirt. He ordered 3 t-shirts, so thank you so much. Maddie, we appreciate you. So you understand this isn't an easy job, right? And getting names right is not the easiest thing in the world. I remember when I've made, like, in 6 years, there's one thing is that I don't care. And I'm going to say it wrong here on purpose. Waukesha, or Waukesha. Or Wikishawa Waka Waka Wakapuka. I don't care. I'm not an Indian. I'm not, feathers, not dots. I don't care what your little podunk town is named because something bad happened there. I don't care. I'm going to do my best, but I don't expect you to be able to pronounce Kirkendall when you see it. I don't expect you, to pledge the winter of my discontent. I don't expect you to transcend the depths of universal contemplation beset by paradox. I don't expect you to do those things. No, I'm not on cocaine. I have an itchy nose because of allergies. It happens. So if we get a name wrong, we're sorry. Sorry. But for someone to come on YouTube and be like, oh, you guys really need to get the names pronounced right on this show, and keep working on it because it's a sign of respect, lady. The only thing I know is that we were struggling with Marco, and we thought it might be Marquois or Marcoux. We weren't, and it could be either one of those three. How do we know? Like, if you're some ostentatious Nelly whose name is Andrea, and you're like, no, it's Andrea, screw you. If you're gonna leave a post, why can't you say something nice? I really appreciate the way the Don't Unfriend Me show does this. I really think you guys do a really good job. I'm sorry you got a name wrong, but you guys 99 times out of 10 you do your best to pronounce it, and that's why we asked the question. We could have said Mary Marcuse and just left it at that. But no, we asked. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So if you're going to leave something, if your first comment, with friends like you, who needs enemas? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Another thing, you guys may have seen the intro. We are proud to announce that we are now partnering with Prager University. Really kind of a cool thing. So Dennis Prager, God bless him and pray for him. He's going through it right now, and we're hoping that he's going to be okay. And the cool thing is, though, is that they've created this amazing program called Prager Kids. And if you guys click on it, Olivia's going to put the link. This helps us. You guys want to know how you can help us? You always ask us, hey, Matt, how do I help? This is how you help. This is how you help right here. Because this click pays us. It's free. It costs you nothing. We have done something really cool. Our good friend Damani Felder has been working with a company called Urban Legends, and they are essentially an advertising company for conservatives, and they pick very important things. could be a petition, could be a proposition or a law here in Virginia where they want our help to go ahead and promote it. And it's so that there was a PragerU link, and Olivia's like, well, we use this. And so we made the video, and they're helping us through this, and they're partnering with us. So if you guys ever like, how can I help? Like and share the show. All you gotta do is click the link. It literally is free, and it goes to Prager Kids. I mean, you probably already go to PragerU anyway, and share this with grandparents, share this with aunt and uncles, share it with your own kids. It's great stuff. So if you want to know how to do it, there it is, HTTPS, and it's a bit.ly URL. Real simple, just click it. And that helps us every time you click it. Every time you share it and somebody else clicks it, that's our link. And it doesn't matter where you put it, as long as you do that, this is going to help us get past some of these stupid
dirty minds. I know what you're thinking.
These Facebook morons that won't even let us book a show, or Rumble that cuts our show off in the middle. This is how we survive. This is how we succeed. And it's only going to be things that we endorse. They are 100% critical on that. They're like, you're joining a group of 2,000 content creators. We had to go through an interview process for this. Damani recommended us, which helped, and we were approved. And this is a great thing for the show. So officially, we get to partner with major brands, and PragerU is there. So we get to do that. And if you help us, we'll get more. So clicka the linka. I would appreciate it. Okay, so we're going to do something a little bit different tonight. Not different, but we've done this before, but this is important, is Marxism in America. You guys had a chance to watch this before. We're going to watch it again because there's a lot going on, and they got it so right. Mandy Del Rio and Jack Del Rio got it right. Frederick doesn't see it. Frederick, it's literally right there. I just put the link in. It's on YouTube. If you don't know where to see it, go to Facebook. I already pinned it on top of Facebook. So go to my link, go to my page on Facebook. It's the first post. It's right below the live show right now. Click that link and it will take you to PragerU Kids. But you just got to go through that link. That's all you got to do. And when we're saying they're paying us, you guys, they're really going to take care of us. Like, we're really excited about this opportunity. This gives us a huge chance to let some stress off of us. So if you guys can help out, and whenever we have one of these things, we'll never steer you wrong. We're not going to send you anywhere that you're not going to love. Click it. And if there's anything to buy, we'll tell you. This isn't it. This is free, and it's PragerU, and Olivia's been using it. And I made a video about it today, and we love it, and we hope you do too. All right, let's get our Rumble people up. I mean, 12, really? What the hell's going on in Rumble? Why does Rumble hate us so much?
No, it's because every single night, the first video that goes up, it won't work, so you have to end that stream.
And then restart
it, and then a lot of people are like, "Wait, what happened?" And they don't refresh.
Isn't that lame? So anyway, so let me tell you what type of company this is. So today I'm sitting there and I'm doing my model, taking a break, and it says you've just received $10 from Urban Legends, and it's like, listen, we just wanted to say thank you, and thank you for interviewing with us, and here's $10 to get you started. And I'm like, okay, that's really cool, whatever. And then, one of the producers. And I can't go into figures. I can't say that. But she just reached out and she goes, hey, that video made was really killer. And I just wanted to say thank you. So we're going to give you a flat rate, which is a preferred partner of Prager, where you get a flat rate for just posting this video. And it ensures that you're rewarded for advertising, whether your results are perfect or not. And I'm like, now I want to go work harder for them. So now it's like 67 clicks have went through that. That's huge. That's massive. I mean, 67. The video that they showed had like 8 clicks before we grabbed it. So we're excited. Mm-hmm. We're excited to do this stuff.
Kirsty, we are live on Rumble. You just have to refresh and go to the new
It's
one.
Open right now. Yeah. It is. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, JD says donations are still needed. PragerU isn't making anyone rich for link adverts. No, I'm not going to retire on this. But what I'm saying is it's a revenue stream that can help us, right?
Yes.
And the more we grow, the better it is. So, of course, donations are where it's at. So, JD, thank you for saying that. All right, let's rock and roll. We got a lot to do. So let's go ahead and... Oh, Frederick's going to be back in 2 minutes.
I sent him the link.
Angela says, JD, I donated. No, I'm yapping my gums. See, Angela, it's my fault. I'm yapping my gums. So Olivia hadn't have a chance to put it in yet. So she's right here. It's already in. She's ready to hit enter. And I did see it. And I'm going to shut up and allow Olivia to put it in because I'm gonna shut up now. I'm going to shut up now.
I'm trying. My computer's being silly.
I'm going to shut up now. Angela Hills donating $25. Ventura here to get you started. Thank you, Angela. We appreciate it.
And I got a haircut today.
She did get a haircut today. What did that come out of?
I don't know.
Oh, just wanted to put it out there?
Yeah, because a lot of people compliment my hair every day.
Your
it doesn't look like I got a haircut.
Your hair is beautiful.
But I actually got 4 inches cut off.
Hey, and don't let anyone tell you 4 inches doesn't matter, folks. So Marxism in America, this is actually by Mandy and Jack Del Rio on Newsmax, and Newsmax is nice enough to allow us to watch this. And why are we talking about this, right? I mean, we've seen this months back. Why now? And the reason is pretty simple, is because if you didn't see the voting last night, it was, yeah, it's pretty bad. We're in some deep trouble. Holy who? I
have no idea.
Holy moly. That's a new person.
It is.
Well, let's put that in. See, I love it when the show does this stuff. Like, I love new people. And I love it when the show grows. I don't care. They can't hold us down. Never ever gonna break my stride. You're gonna hold me down. Oh no, I've got to keep on moving. We're putting it in. Darby Carlton. Can I tell you how much I love the name Darby?
I went to school with the Darby.
I love Darby. I love that name. Yep. Darby Carlton. Donate $100. Let's go. I would never name my kid Darby. I just think it's like a really good combination of Darlene and Darla. And so Darby.
I've never heard of any other Darbys, but I went to school with the Darby.
Well, Darby, thank you for that donation. That's amazing. That's a perfect donation to start off the show with Marxism in America. These are a very, very good show made by good friends of ours, and it's really, really powerful right now. Matt, Marcel, Marco, quiet. You mean quote? It's good to shut up sometimes. I do shut up. Damn it. All right, here it is. Watch this. This is really good. And then we're going to get into why this is so important to talk about this right now.
Cultural Marxism seeks to destroy any allegiance to God, any allegiance to family, to anything other than the all-powerful state.
They believe America is bad and needs to be taken down.
The cultural Marxists are working on seizing power.
Hitler said it. Lenin said it. Give me a child for a few years, I will own the future of that nation.
The school district had socially transitioned our daughter.
The cultural Marxists see law enforcement as the oppressors and criminals as the oppressed.
If our system had better bail reform, my son would be alive.
We need to undo what the cultural Marxists have done to society, because if we don't, we could lose our freedom.
Lawlessness in our streets, cancel culture shutting down our free speech, critical race theory poisoning our schools. Marxism has infiltrated our country, and America is under siege.
There is a victimhood culture in America today. It's engendered by this new rigid ideology that we have that sees all of life through the prism of the oppressors versus the oppressed. And this victim mindset is being pushed by the cultural Marxist. Cultural Marxism is an attack on America.
The cultural Marxists understand you have to get into the culture, reshape the culture, reshape how people think before you're...
That's okay. You can keep talking, lady. It's all right. Just No reason to be quiet. What's going on there, Sweet Pea? This is a downloaded video there, Pumpkin.
It is a downloaded video.
Hello, computer.
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe you have to close it and restart it.
Yeah, I'm assuming that might be the case. Well, what the shiznit? Let me get this. What in the name of God? Could anything else go wrong tonight? Are you kidding me? I mean, seriously, Liv. I mean, what in the name of Sam Hill?
I don't know.
Yeah, should we just quit tonight? Let's just oh my God, the computer just crashed. I don't know, Liv. I don't know about today. I don't know what's going on. You know, a couple things went right, and a whole bunch is going wrong. Let's see if we can get this going here. OMG.
Do we need to re-download it?
Olivia, I don't know, Sweet Pea.
Cultural Marxism seeks to destroy any allegiance to God, any allegiance to family, to anything other than the all
right,
cultural Marxism.
Don't get upset. This had nothing
destroy
to do with Mandy and Jack Del Rio. They made a perfect video. It's my fault. Okay. That's okay. We got Catherine Gorka back. That's Sebastian Gorka's wife.
Is it really? I didn't realize.
Get into the culture, reshape the culture, reshape how people think before you're going to actually bring about revolutionary change.
If you look at how cultural Marxism spread, it began in the universities. Then we saw it go to K through 12 education. From there, we saw it spread to journalism. From there, it went to big business and then big tech. And we see the politicization and the weaponization of each of these institutions inherent in the view of the cultural Marxist. The victim is justified in violence, in horror, and atrocities because overturning the oppression in the system is the ultimate goal of the cultural Marxist.
And one of the ways to overturn this oppression is being implemented by what is called critical race theory, which was created in 1989. It begins in law schools. Critical race theory is just a body of work that says that racism is not an individual crime. It says it's embedded in society. All the things we do are sending out this message of white supremacy.
And when critical race theory was sort of emerging, came along this concept of intersectionality. And the idea was you can have one identity being your race, another identity being your sexuality, another identity being your gender. How do these things intersect with each other to make one person more,
crazy,
let's say, downtrodden?
This is finding the new quote-unquote victim classes, whether you're gay, whether you're lesbian, whether you are a person of color, whether you're transgender. This was generated to create new cleavage lines that the left could exploit.
Intersectionality is the victimhood Olympics. A white male heterosexual sits at the apex of the oppressor class. Now, if you are a black man, you are oppressed because you are a victim of racism.
If you are a woman, you are oppressed because you are the victim of patriarchy. But if you're a black woman, you're oppressed even more because you are the victim of racism and you're also a victim of the patriarchy.
But actually, it's a lot more fluid than that because Jews, who have been one of the most oppressed, victimized groups, are now seen as an uber oppressor class, and the Palestinians seen as the oppressed.
You pigs, animals, Nazis, Nazis, Nazis!
And that explains why when October 7th happened, horrible murders and rapes and atrocities happened. We're seeing the student uprisings in support of Hamas. We're seeing anti-Semitism in the left wing of the Democrat Party.
We are witnessing the Israeli apartheid government carry out a genocide in Gaza.
And these radical beliefs don't stop there. The cultural Marxists see law enforcement as the oppressors and criminals as the oppressed. So they push to abolish cash bail, prisons, and even police at the expense of public safety.
This is typical Marxist ideology, always divide and conquer.
And if you look at Marxist revolutions all over the world, whether in Cuba, whether in Russia, whether in China, They start with people who are young and idealistic and passionate, but they also have limited world experience, so they don't have wisdom.
Chairman Mao did this in China during the Cultural Revolution to maintain power. He was losing control of the party. So he'll want to overthrow the whole system, burn it down, and build it back in his own image. He had tens of millions of young people indoctrinated in government school who become his soldiers, the Red Guards. They were the ones.
If you think this doesn't sound familiar, perhaps you haven't been paying attention with what's going on across the country, because if California and New York, which they are most assuredly successful with this, the Democratic Party is now completely done as we know it. The days of classic liberalism are dead. Blue dog Democrats, moderate Democrats, it's now over. They are now the Socialist Party of America. And if you don't believe me, then explain to me why 3 of the winners last night in New York, the crowd started chanting to the top of their lungs, DSA and CSA. And the Democrat Socialists of America. So that right there should tell you that this party is completely to the left. And this has been their focus from the very beginning. And they can't repudiate it now. And this is the thing. The question is, will Americans inside the Democrat Party stop and say no more? You know what they always say about us? Once J6 happened, why did you guys still support Trump? Well, because it is honestly a blip in 10 years of his presidency and his time coming down the golden escalator. And yes, it was certainly a mar on his image, being that it was associated with him, but it wasn't President Trump that was asking for that or saying that to happen. We all heard the speech. We understand that. It comes down to, this is a deliberate and brazen attempt to replace Western civilization, Christian Judeo-ethics, and the targets are the United States of America and Israel. Those are the targets, because Europe has already fallen. Europe was the target 10 years ago. Now it's too late. Canada was the target 10 years ago. Now it's too late. Australia was the target 10 years ago. Now it's too late. This is what's happening. And the last bastions of freedom, honestly, in this country, when it comes to religious freedoms and freedom from socialist and Muslim atrocities, when it comes to terrorists and extremists, are Israel and the United States, because they are now running Europe. And that's the way it is. This has not stopped, and it will not stop until we stop it. And honestly, it's not going to be the GOP that stops it. It's going to be the Democratic Party not going further left, stopping, putting their foot in the sand and saying, no, we will not give you any more of our people like we did with the Tea Party. We are going to splinter and fracture you out into the libertarian movement or the constitutionalist movement or the independent movement, and we're going to chalk up and take our losses. That's what we did in 2014. The question is, will Democrats do it? The answer is no, they will not. They will continue to move left, because that is where home is. It's where they're the most comfortable.
Is going to carry out the revolution. What happened in China under Mao is very, very similar to what happened in America. The young people have been indoctrinated by Marxist ideology.
Hitler said it. Lenin said it. Give me a child for a few years, I will own the future of that nation. Because if you can separate the child from the parent, there is no obstacle to controlling the future.
Whether it's anti-Semitism, abolishing cash bail, or transitioning children, the ultimate goal of the cultural Marxists is power.
Our daughter was born extremely premature. She fit in the palm of my hand. I just remember the doctor telling us that there was no reason that she survived beyond just being a miracle. As she started to grow up, she loved arts, loved to sing and music and dance around.
We live in Rockford, Michigan, and our daughter went to East Rockford Middle School. She was really struggling to...
Once again, Karen, I wasn't talking about that. It's actually earlier than Berkeley, California. Communist socialists move into our country in the 50s in the Hollywood entertainment industry and the Screenwriters Guild. I was talking about specifically the 2014 Tea Party split from the GOP.
Fit in. She was struggling emotionally, academically. Our daughter had been diagnosed with autism earlier that year. She got connected with her counselor there.
Deirdre received her T-shirts tonight that fast. That was pretty quick. Your boxes should be there just as fast.
Friday.
Yeah, because some of us work on Father's Day, Deirdre.
Through school, she looked to this counselor as a trusted person, and I trusted her. My husband brought home a report where teachers give their overview.
Thank you for the donation, Mr. Sauce. $25 invested in some new threads. Wink, wink. But every little bit helps out. Halfway to goal. Love you guys. Thank you, Mr. Sauce. You guys are being really nice tonight. You're helping. I don't even have to mention goal. That feels good. That feels good. You know, you guys are clicking on the PragerU link, which helps us too. We thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Daughter.
Deirdre says you both are amazing. Olivia didn't do shit. I did it all. I don't know what she did, but okay, you're amazing too, Liv. Just want to let you know she is. She's amazing. She is amazing. She helps. She helped. I was kidding.
And one of the teachers was referring to a boy's name and boy's pronouns. This is how we found out that the school was in fact socially transitioning our daughter.
My son Jackson was a spitfire. He was full of life, full of energy. He loved wrestling.
Sorry,
he loved
Karen.
Superheroes.
Sorry, Karen. Jeff Good donate $25. Good luck. Thanks, Jeff. Sorry, Karen. I misread.
Loved baseball so much. If there was a sport that he could pick to play all the time, it was baseball.
All right. Jackson and his older brother were best friends. Our boys were constantly in the backyard hitting or pitching or that sort of thing. Tucker and Jackson both played for a club baseball team in our area in Wisconsin called the Waukesha Blazers. And every year the baseball club marched in the Waukesha Christmas Parade.
November 21st, 2021, I was walking with the boys as an assistant coach in the Christmas parade.
This is so sad.
Out of nowhere, we heard screams. And I remember seeing bodies flying up in the air as a man who was out on really low bail for violent crimes drove his car into the parade.
I ran out to go look for my boys. First thing I see is Jackson's jersey. There's number 23 on the ground. And I look over and I see Tucker's on the ground too. So both my boys were hit.
The cultural Marxists have promoted a worldview that says America is bad and it needs to be changed. It needs to be destroyed. The existing system needs to go.
And they're willing to achieve this goal by any means possible.
The cultural Marxists hate free speech.
How frustrating is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just what's the most frustrating part is it's similar when our kids do something stupid. You want to just like put your hand on their head and exercise the demons. You want to inject something into them and from an imbibing standpoint or amuse, inspirational something or other to get them to see the light without having to go through the pain and suffering. I feel this way about our generation that is causing this and these kids that are being allured by socialism. And, we could sit here and pretend that we didn't do it too. We were absolutely bombarded with it when we were younger, and our families, our parents were, and our grandparents were, but we've had a chance to repudiate it and push it away and be firm in our resolve. But this is no longer. And I just got to ask what changed, right? What
social media. And
you think
internet,
so?
Yes. I guarantee it because I didn't know what socialism was growing up. I had no idea. The small town I grew up in, I knew nothing. I knew nothing of the political parties. I was just raised, this is good, this is bad, be good, don't do bad, use your manners, respect your elders. But these
religion,
kids,
the vacancy of religion.
Yeah. And these kids these days have social media and their electronic devices, their iPads, their iPods, their phones. And think about it. How much time do they spend on their phones and their devices? And how much time do they spend with their parents? And I guarantee those devices are more of a parent to those children
Yeah.
than some parents are to their kids. Why? Because the parents are working constantly or doing something, or those parents like to go out on Friday nights, or they like to do this, or they like to do that. And these kids are influenced by social media.
Yeah.
And by what they see on social media.
And then they have no balance
them,
to check it, right? They have nothing to qualify right and wrong and morality, because the nihilists have told them that there is no such thing as subjective truth or subjective morality. So it's really only what they believe, this qualified immunity from being held accountable for your thoughts and actions.
And some parents don't realize that it's taken a hold of their kids until it's too late, and those kids are already indoctrinated and pushing back.
Yeah.
And the parents don't even care.
Yeah.
The screens.
Some of the parents agree with it,
And some of the parents agree with it. And
I'm going to show you videos of Democrats literally praising and celebrating that socialism is taking over. I mean, The View on the national stage is saying this stuff,
Yeah, and hindsight is 2020. And looking back now, what I've learned as a parent, I would have absolutely no screens in my house when my kids were younger. Looking back at it now. And I can tell you that one of the families that I nanny for is an absolute no screen family.
Yeah.
There's no screens. The only screen time they get is one of the little boys loves to watch Ethan hit his baseball, and the other one likes to see Hayden's choir concerts.
Right, but
that is it.
But sometimes those kids wind up shooting schools. So, or become drug addicts. My mom and dad were like, if you want to drink, you're going to sit down and have your first scotch with us. If you want to smoke a cigarette, we're all going to get in a circle and we're going to smoke a cigarette.
Bless you.
And I'll tell you what. The other parents that were like, you're going to abstain and refrain, you're not going to touch that stuff.
Mm-hmm. See,
they were some of the worst. So I think our children had a healthy balance. I think Ethan got it way too young, unsupervised, and that is a mistake. I think we actually did it right with Hayden.
Yeah, I mean the too lenient and not having any accountability in a child's life and giving them everything.
Agreed.
And then the opposite end is not giving them anything and holding back everything from them and not allowing them to be kids and have their own opinions. It's when you're 18, you get an opinion. You're under my roof. This is my opinion. This is how you will think and what you will do.
Right.
That's the two opposite. Somehow you need to find a healthy middle.
Moderation is the key to success in just about everything you do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Too much work and not enough fun is going to make Jack a dull boy. Too much drink and not enough exercise is going to give you, cirrhosis and a pickled liver. So there's in excess or in deficit are usually not the answer. Finding personal limits with yourself, but more importantly, the discipline to not exceed or minimize certain things in your life for the betterment of another. And I think that's important. Moderation. Like I've been saying, I need a vacation. It's been 5.5 years, Liv.
Yeah.
I need to get out of Dodge and go on vacation.
I mean, we've done little things here and there, but the last time we went out and stayed somewhere on a vacation was in 2021.
Yeah, it's been too long.
Too long. We need to get out of Dodge.
Yeah, so maybe we should do a Matt's Vacation fundraiser because so I can make enough so I can just get out. Let the folks. The math would be we would need to make $1,500 over goal. But I'm kidding, folks. If you have not had a chance, please do me a favor. Go and we just got 50 likes on our reel. That's good. Best of all, it's free now. That's what Olivia's saying. That little URL right there, that bit.ly is to PragerU. And it's to PragerU Kids, and we've formed a partnership with PragerU where we're helping promote Prager Kids, something we use ourselves. Olivia uses as a nanny. And then, of course, I use it myself to recommend it to you and say, hey, this is pretty cool. So if you go there, click that. That helps the show. Every time somebody clicks and looks, you don't need to sign up or anything. Just look. It's free. It helps the show tremendously, and they take care of us for it. So if you don't mind doing that, that'd be great. Here is the rest, the second half of Marxism in America. Newsmax, one more thing, a link that you guys are going to see from Ryan Weaver. If you go to thedumbshow.com/Weaver, you can actually pre-order and pre-share I Want to Go Back. It is an unbelievably kick-ass song.
Oh, it's amazing.
We're going to premiere the video on July 2nd. Please go over there and help out Ryan Weaver, too. Here's the second half of Marxism in America, which you can go to Newsmax, sign up, and get Newsmax TV and watch all of these done by our good friends Jack and Mandy Del Rio. Here you go.
If you disagree, they will punish you. They want to take away certainly the Second Amendment because they hate a populace that can defend itself. Take a look at an organization like Black Lives Matter. It was founded by avowed Marxists.
My name is Patrice Cullors. I am the co-founder of Black Lives Matter. I do believe in Marxism.
It wants to abolish private property. It wants to end free enterprise. And it wants to end the nuclear family.
In 2020, Black Lives Matter was front and center during the George Floyd protests. Thousands of people across the country took to the streets saying, "We are fundamentally racist. Let's tear down our history. Let's tear down our statues. Let's tear down our country because it's irreparably bad and we have to rebuild something new." How did we get here?
If you go back to Karl Marx when he wrote the Communist Manifesto, he laid out a view of the world that was a conflict between the owners of capital, who were the oppressors, and the working men and women. And the solution that he advocated was the violent revolution of the working men and women against their oppressors.
The classic Marxism was first realized in Russia. They used violence, they used military forces to overthrow a sitting government. And Mao succeeded in doing the same thing in 1949 in China.
In the United States, the student radicals of the 1960s, like the Weather Underground, begin all this terroristic activities, but they realize that they're not going to revolutionize America that way. They begin to be influenced by cultural Marxists. Antonio Gramsci.
So I just had a first question I've ever had on the show of this magnitude, and it says, "Hey, Matt, did you wash your and today?" No, Olivia likes me. It very fragrant. I wear a wetsuit outside in the summer because it really locks in the flavor.
He was active
Pounded G
in the 20s and 30s.
Good movie.
Gramsci argued that violence is not going to bring about the socialist revolution that they all wanted. He actually argued for what he called the war of position.
So student radicals realize they can take over universities, they can take over Hollywood, they take over media.
My God. So
by
crazy.
doing this, they influence young minds. Kimberly Crenshaw, who came up with the term critical race theory and invented intersectionality, says we need to do what Gramsci said, infiltrate the institutions, burrow in, and indoctrinate.
When Fidel Castro took over in Cuba, he sent his soldiers into the elementary schools. And they told the little children, close your eyes and pray to God and ask for candy. And the kids all did so, and they opened their eyes, and there was no candy. Then the soldiers told the children, pray to Fidel Castro.
This is so good.
And the kids all did so. And the soldiers quietly put a piece of candy on every child's desk. That's Marxism. It is based on lies, and it seeks to destroy any allegiance to God, any allegiance to family, to anything other than the all-powerful state.
Here in America, how do you get control of a whole generation? You have to have indoctrination over years in elementary school, in middle school, in high school. So the epicenter of this infection are the left-wing controlled teacher unions.
The teachers' unions today are the most powerful economic supporters and the most powerful foot soldiers of the Democrat Party. And the teachers' unions are in the business of indoctrination. The National Education Association put out a statement embracing critical race theory that we will teach it even when states prohibit us from doing so.
Randi Weingarten is the president of the American Federation of Teachers. She has a history of far-left political rhetoric.
Yes, you can find this on Newsmax and Newsmax TV. You can subscribe to it. We play it here. But if you look up Mandy and Jack Del Rio, they are amazing, amazing producers, and they do incredible work. So this is their work. So yeah, Newsmax.
Has been better for certain groups. White males, straight people, non-Catholic white Christians. They've always enjoyed certain privileges.
The teachers' unions are very supportive of this whole Marxist view.
Then those kids who've been indoctrinated into this radical ideology are the ones that are then going on into the corporations, into the media, into the culture, into government, into the teachers' unions. And this whole cycle keeps feeding itself.
In Mao's China, the children belong to the party. And also, Chairman Mao was our real father. The beginning of the Cultural Revolution was cancel culture, destroys statues, burning books, and intimidating people. I was too young to be a Red Guard, and I witnessed little kids attack teachers. They killed those deemed to be capitalist. Landowners, property owners, they were the enemy of the state. The people killing each other. I absolutely see this coming to America because the young social justice warriors, they are celebrating violence.
Audrey Hale, who identified as a transgender man, killed 3 adults and 3 children at a private Christian school.
2 young staffers of the Israeli embassy were shot last night by a man who was shouting "Free Palestine."
Cultural Marxism is a thoroughly and profoundly anti-American philosophy, and its objective is a violent revolution to overthrow those oppressors and to put instead the victims in charge.
So we have this hard copy of a plan to help our daughters succeed academically and emotionally. And we're reading a section that just didn't make sense. Male pronouns, a male name.
So we met with the principal. Unfortunately, his response was, this is all correct. We were all aware of it, and this is the policy that we must follow. The school district had socially transitioned our daughter, was treating her one way at school while portraying something completely different when communicating with my wife and I.
They're lying to us, breaking down the trust between my husband and I and our daughter.
And you're going to steal my rights as a parent to make these choices for my daughter? I was angry, and I'm still angry.
Tucker and Jackson were hit by the car that drove through the Christmas parade. There were so many casualties. It was chaos. It was complete and utter chaos. Tucker had a severe crack in his skull and brain bleed, and by a miracle, he survived.
The neurosurgeon told us that Jackson's injuries were to the extent they were the worst he had ever seen in 20 years.
They did so many different surgeries to try to save his life. Jackson officially passed away on November 23rd. We later found out that the man who attacked the parade was out on low bail for violent crimes and should have never been on the street. And because of that decision, over 60 people were injured and 6 people died.
Seeing Tucker deal with the aftermath, I think, is the hardest. His lifetime play partner is gone. Losing Jackson, it's hard. There's times where it physically hurts.
It's a hole, it's an absence. Jackson didn't just die, he was ripped from our lives.
The cultural Marxists, they view America as inherently an evil place. They view our founding as an act of evil and oppression. When it comes to the Marxist worldview of oppressor versus victim, Americans are defined as oppressors.
The cultural Marxists want to fundamentally change America. They do not want us to have a free market system. They want to make the rules. They want to be the privileged class and to oppress everybody else.
The cultural Marxists have embraced diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is critical race theory in practice by many businesses and companies. So we're going to have to be very careful every time we enter a tunnel in New York City or cross a bridge or get on a plane if the architects and engineers and pilots have not been chosen on merit, but because they check some category box. It's going to have very bad results.
And then you have ESG. Under the guise of ESG, a public company must place environmentalism, diversity, and equity above efficiency, innovation, and excellence. It serves the purposes of the left.
Marxists have taken over the Democrats. We have now a Democrat Party that has surrendered to the extremists.
Many people still think that it's the Democratic Party of their youth, the one that stood up for the everyday American. That is not who they are anymore. They are total elitists, and they want to see our country completely revamped and rewritten.
There is a reason that today's Democrat Party is so pro-China, because the people who fund and support the Democrats, big business, big tech, big Hollywood, and big universities are all in bed with China.
If you look at what happened to China, the Cultural Revolution lasted from 1966 until 1976 when Mao died. And what was the result of that Cultural Revolution? It is a society totally destroyed. People at each other's throat. We live in extreme poverty. 20-some million people died, and our civilization of 3,000 years was destroyed. I think Americans should pay special attention because we can learn from history.
I have such a fundamental belief in the principles that undergird this nation and in the American people.
Across the country, we've seen parents getting engaged and taking school board elections back.
And please stop the sexual grooming of our children.
Protect our children or get out of the way.
If you look at Disney and Bud Light and Target, those three corporations together lost tens of billions of dollars because they put their woke ideology ahead of the interest of their customers.
And ever since President Trump's victory in 2024, companies are now abandoning their DEI policies.
Deere is pulling back from DEI measures.
Lowe's is the latest company to roll back DEI.
But we need to stay vigilant. We need to reject companies that promote a woke agenda. We need to be active in our local school boards. And we need to vote, because the left will never give up.
What was wrong what Rockford did to our family, to our...
You know, it's like, this is why I was screaming at the rooftops that I didn't give a crap about Hunter Biden's cocaine. And I didn't care about any of that. Because none of that's all water under the bridge. Yeah, you hold them accountable, whatever. Nobody gets held accountable. You know, we sit here and go, oh, well, Nancy Pelosi and Hillary Clinton need to be in jail. Yeah, you know what? Most of them, including a lot of Republicans, need to be in jail. I'm tired of this.
Honestly, the entire both parties, everyone, Senate, Congress, everyone, stripped all in brand new elections, brand new people. They're all.
Yeah,
I don't care
agree.
who you are.
I agree.
They're all, including governors. And honestly, some mayors. I mean, it is all the way down to, there's so much corruption that it just needs to be restarted.
They just need to, what they need to do is they need to do a merit-based system. And every single American needs to vote, yes, but every single American needs to rate their representatives on the job that they do. And you need to follow what they vote on and what they don't. And if they are an F, they're removed. Yeah. That they are stricken from the ballot and they're recalled. And if you, there's two places in the world where you don't need to be successful in order to achieve monetary or, you know, respect status. And the two positions where you are completely free and clear are if you're a pollster or a news organization, or if you're a politician, that their performance is not interdependent and tied to their overall reward and incentive-based systems. So wouldn't it be nice is that, like, if you're in District 1 and you got 720,000 people with a congressman and you say, aha, this person is doing an amazing job. They are voting all along the lines of what we expected them to and what their campaign promises were. We're going to give them a rating of B+. Here's some of the things that we want to change next season, next year, next congressional session. But if you continue the course, you'll have a B+ and you will be able to run for re-election. However, if you continue this, these issues, the constituents are telling you, are going to be a problem child for you during your reelection. So let's see a change. Well, then that politician goes back, takes that feedback. He goes to his constituents and says, wait a second, here's what I promised. Let me qualify. And here's the reason I can't do that. And here's why.
and I'm going to work on A, B, C, and D, but I want to be accountable to you, and we're going to tour the state, and we're going to go to these town halls, and I'm going to explain it to y'all. And then they go, you know what? We're going to give him an A next time because he came out and explained why, and now we're sold on it. Or, you know what? No, that's a deal breaker. You get a C minus. Okay, that's it. You're toast. Anything below a C is unsatisfactory, so therefore you cannot run for re-election. Or if it's a C, you put them on a warning, and they're on a 6 months probationary period. And if that grade drops into a D or an F category based upon your constituents' rating, then you are removed from Congress, immediately recalled, and replaced by a vote that takes place out of cycle by those very same constituents who left the score to begin with. And then when your seat's up for grabs, somebody else will run. And that's the way it should be. Not for president, because the president has to do unpopular things. But the Senate, as Olivia says, the Congress should absolutely, governors, gubernatorial, states houses, they all should be rated by their constituents.
And I think negativity needs to be taken out of politics. I think politicians shouldn't be able to run their campaigns based on slandering the other candidate. It should be based on what they're running for and what they stand for. I'm so sick of negative ads. That's all political ads are anymore. I don't think I have seen one positive ad out of politics. It's all negative.
Well, how about you stop all political action committees? How about you stop Citizens United? How about you go ahead and you make the donations, $2,500 for single, $5,000 for married, and that's it. There are no super PACs. Super PACs are completely dissolved. Mm-hmm. No government money goes for any state election. No federal money can go into a state election.
And no corporation over a certain amount of money can donate to a political party.
I love it even more. How about this? No investing to a political contribution out of state. If you live in Virginia, you can only donate money to a Virginian candidate.
Take that, Soros.
You can't go into Texas anymore and drop $30-40 million. This is the illusion of choice, because our vote does not weigh the same amount as a corporation or a PAC, because their amount of influence means that our voices are not heard. This is the true killer of our republic. It's silent dollars, dark money, political action committees, lobbyists, activists who are funneling money to these people so they can get reelected and keep a job. This has to change. This has to change before anything else will. Otherwise, we're just pissing in the wind here. We're whistling Dixie.
Yep.
You need to base it on meritocracy. They are not based on meritocracy. They're based on how much money they can fundraise and how many asses they can kiss to go ahead and outspan the next guy. That is how you revolutionize this country and bring us back home. But you won't be able to until you establish that money is not speech. Money is not speech. And that is what Citizen United does, is it makes these giant corporations have their donations be considered speech. Well, that's not, hey, I can't give somebody $40,000. Why am I limited, but this guy can give $40 million? How is that possible that Soros can put $120 frickin' million into a race, but I can't donate more than $2,500? Why? Why is that fair? Why can Starbucks put Facebook put $350 million in the 2020 elections, but I can't give a candidate more than $2,500? Someone explain that to me.
Yeah, I think it's completely ridiculous. Corporations should not be able to.
No, they shouldn't.
Nope.
So, yeah, I'm worried about communism. I'm worried about socialism. But more importantly, I'm worried that we have a system that is incapable of stopping either, simply because there are so many other overlying issues that make justice and legal accountability a myth. It's a myth. Go ahead and pop that in. Keith Baker just looked over and subscribed to PragerU Kids for my daughter. Didn't realize they had that much for kids. It's a great fit for you too, as my daughter loves your show as well. Well, Keith, thank you. I hope you click the link that we gave you, because that link is super important. And if you signed up there, that's even more important. That helps us out tremendously. So thank you. We certainly appreciate it. means the world to us. If you guys don't know what he's talking about, we're going to take a quick little break, show you the PragerU video, and we've partnered with PragerU. We're really excited about that. In fact, they just liked our post on Facebook, and we're trying to encourage you guys to go and click the link that Olivia is going to provide for you right now, and we'll send it out. We'll be right back. You guys know my family has followed Dennis Prager and PragerU for a long time, and now more than ever, Dennis needs our prayers and our thoughts as he goes through his most difficult struggle. We've watched him for years with friends and shared him on the show, the culture, the principles that made America what it is today. And recently, Olivia started using PragerU Kids with some of the children she works with as a nanny, and it's been amazing to see how quickly kids connect with it. And that's why I wanted to mention their new series, America's Favorite Music Show. It teaches American history and heritage through music and storytelling, which is really a natural way for kids to learn and remember things today. In a world where so much educational content seems focused on really tearing things down, it's refreshing to find something that helps kids understand where they came from, what our nation stands for, and the values that help build it. If you've enjoyed PragerU over the years, as I have, take a look and see what they're doing for younger kids. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Thanks for listening, and get the link down below. Folks, if you have not had a chance, please hit the like button on the show as well. That helps out and keeps us going. I will make sure that what I can do is create a web page that will forward to that, so you guys can go ahead and sign up by going to the Dumb Show / Prager Kids or something. I'll make that tomorrow, just like we did for Ryan Weaver. So let's watch the rest of this amazing documentary, and then we will be moving on to a couple other topics and then going for the night. Here it is.
Daughter, they took our rights away. They were driving a wedge between us as her parents.
So we notified the school that we were pulling our daughter out and homeschooling. It was like pulling her out of a cult. It was difficult, but we've come a ways since we first pulled her out of school. And we're in a good place with her. She knows that she is a girl. She knows this is how God made her. We decided to file a lawsuit against Rockford Public Schools and the Rockford School Board. Alliance Defending Freedom was brought as a gift from God to us. Absolutely, 100%, I believe that. Because we felt like we had no place else to turn and we had no one else to listen to us.
I want to make sure this doesn't happen anymore to any other family or any other children.
There were thousands of people there at Jackson's funeral. It was an amazing tribute to Jackson.
We had asked all of the kids to wear baseball jerseys to his service. That took off and became a whole thing, which was pretty amazing.
During the trial, we were just looking for a sense of motive or empathy.
No. It was just, wah, I'm a victim, poor me.
Court gave this man life in prison, but justice is too late.
If our legal system wouldn't have let him walk out on low bail and would have done their job in the first place, I'd be home with Jackson.
So we started the Jackson Sparks Foundation to honor him. As if a child loses a parent or has a critical illness, we grant them wishes that are baseball related, because Jackson loved baseball.
I miss his smile, I miss his giggle, I miss his hugs. I miss his spirit and what he brought to our house and our family.
I miss his life, his energy. I miss it. I miss him a lot.
The cultural Marxists have indoctrinated whole generations to be un-American.
Their goal is to destroy our nation from within.
The cultural Marxists are working on seizing power.
Indoctrination is central to how the cultural Marxists enforce their wildly unpopular views.
We need to undo what they have done to society, and many, many Americans are doing that.
The only thing that's really going to solve this is if we have this rekindling of love and appreciation for this country and all the good that has come about as a result of the American system.
It's a pretty stoic reminder It's our second time watching it. And I think I took more from it this time because it's more of a reality.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we rest on our laurels and we go, oh, well, we're a far cry from that. We're never going to be there. We're here. And it's terrifying. It really is. And, people are like, oh, whatever. It's just socialism. It's like, obviously you've never been impacted by it. Obviously you've never seen it in action. And if you had, you would at least be espousing the cautionary tale to everyone else. We talk about it all the time, and what I saw in Russia, and what I saw in South North Korea, and what I saw in Hong Kong during the takeover, in Vietnam, and communism leaves a lasting mark. And although capitalism does most surely focus on the 51% and allow the 49% to find a way to get to the top 51%, and all boats rise at high tide with capitalism, it's the best system that's there. Now, is it perfect? No. It is a meritocracy-based system, and it will always be the majority must perform for the minority to elevate itself to become a part of the majority. But let's remember that the non-productive citizens of capitalism are under 18 and over the age of 67. And that makes up a very large portion of the 50%. So when we sit here and say, well, wait a second, 49% of Americans fail. No. 49% of Americans will have the opportunity after the age of 18, and the other 49% in that quadrant will be retired and ultimately should have saved for their retirement to be where they need to be. Now, do I believe that Medicare needs to be better? Yes. Do I believe we need to take care of our elderly? Yes. Do I think we need to offer free health care for every American? No. But I think there is a far cry from social programs that are smart than being socialist, that everybody gets the same, no matter whether you earned it or not. And I think meritocracy would tell us that the elderly deserve, who paid into a system for 60 some odd years, deserve a little bit of a safety net. It's the right thing to do. And that the up and coming young youthful generation should still have the opportunity and chances that we did as younger adults and teenagers that they may not have now. And that's the responsibility of those aforementioned politicians who should be gelded, tarred, and feathered out of Washington, because their overall horrendous spending and lack of control on the national debt has now become a burden for every single American who is of age coming into the largest generation ever in the United States, are going to front all of this burden and these monies. And we're already leveraging them with colleges that they don't need and medical bills that they can't afford. And now we're asking them to burden a $270,000 per person debt that they can't possibly lift. At some point, capitalism doesn't need to be blamed, and the politicians do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, it's a long rant. I apologize. $200 is where we're at. $100 away, folks. We've got about 24 minutes. I'm going to put up the goal. Olivia and I are probably going to go on time tonight because we've got a jam-packed show. Plus, we want to go and spend some time with Ethan and try not to strangle him, as in he is driving us crazy. That's a whole other story, which we don't need to get into. 24 minutes on the board. Let's get into it, Liv. Glenn Beck was on Chicks on the Right, which is kind of cool. I'd like to get Glenn back on. I have some questions and comments. And they were challenging him, and I gotta love Mock and Daisy. Yeah, Mock was really hitting Glenn, and I love her. Good for her. And saying, why aren't you condemning Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens? And of course, Glenn Beck, as slippery as he is, doesn't take responsibility. I hate his answer, but listen to it.
We have been calling out Candace on everything, basically since Charlie was murdered.
Yeah, we've been doing it for 3 years. So as we said on their show, when we talked to the Chicks on the Right, congratulations and thanks for coming aboard.
And so it struck me as so not, I was just surprised to hear you say that's why I'm not calling out the big podcasters, because it feeds into the propaganda that Dugan is trying to create.
So you've misinterpreted, or I
Okay,
misspoke when you heard me. What I mean by that is I won't make it about the podcasters. I will say Tucker, Candace, and others are wrong. They are wrong on these things, okay? And it is becoming obvious and dangerous in my book. But I'm not going to spend my time talking about them. I need to tell you what the actual poison is. This is the poison. What Alexander Dugan is doing, that is the poison. And they are also getting these people because they're diagnosing the problem right. What you're feeling is we are in a moral society and God's going to come clean this up. And once this is exactly what happened with fascism in the 1930s.
Okay. So
It's kind of like a long way around the barn.
That's a dodge.
Didn't really answer it.
So let me make sure I understand this. You want to go ahead and blame the arrow. You want to talk about the delivery system and not the person pulling the strings.
Why are you going to call people out if you're not going to actually call people out?
Yeah, you want to talk about the poison-tipped arrow, but you're not going to talk about the person with the
Who
intent.
actually poisoned the tip of the arrow.
The person who delivered it. So what you're saying is I'm going to call out all the lies and BS that Candace and the poison dripping from Candace and Tucker, but I'm not going to call out them individually. That is the dumbest thing I think I have heard in the last few hours. Glenn Beck is wishy-washy, and I will say that. He's also wrong a lot. But so's Ben Shapiro, and I like Ben, and I like Glenn. I really do. I think he's an amazing human being. He's a good friend to Justin Barclay. He's taking care of him, and that's all I need to know. And I don't think Glenn Beck is a evil man, and I don't think he's certainly protecting Candace and Tucker. I think Glenn Beck wants to protect his audience, like most podcasters. And I'm here to tell you right now that Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens are absolutely insane. And
yeah, we got a clip from Candace,
yes,
and you'll understand why.
And I've been saying this for 5 years on Tucker and 3.5 years on Candace. So you'll remember that if you've watched me long enough, I was in many arguments about Tucker Carlson, and everyone wanted him to be vice president. And I said no, because that guy is not a Republican, and neither is Candace. Candace is a lifelong Democrat, and Tucker plays one on TV.
He stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
I clicked it, but can you still get credit for the Prager link if I typed in the browser? Yep, you just have to do that. Jeff Good donated $10. Good luck. Let's bring it home. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jeff. Yep, as long as you put that link in, you're good to go. You don't even have to click it. You just have to put that link in. That link is generated specifically for me. It doesn't matter whether you put it on your phone. You can share it. You can send it in an email to friends. If anyone clicks on it, we get credit. So yeah, that helps out tremendously for Prager Kids. So thank you for doing that. Good call. Oh, got another one. Joanne Townsend, $50. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you, Matt and Olivia. No, Joanne Townsend. Thank you. Appreciate you. That's it on Glenn Beck. I'm not going to, I'm just going to address the poison and not the arrow and the bow.
I think he's an opportunist.
I think Glenn Beck screams a lot about the sky is falling, but doesn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And I think that's a problem with a lot of people. Like, a lot of people go after Tim Pool, and they're like, all that Tim Pool does is talk. Well, it's kind of hard when people, wanted to kill him. I mean, look what's going on with Nick Shirley and how they're treating him. I would never go out in the streets. There's no way. I wouldn't go down to Washington, D.C. unarmed. No way. Not a chance.
No.
Muslims hate pride, Olivia says. Let's find out why.
They banned the pride flag. So now you have an all-Muslim city council and mayor, and now they've taken down all the pride flags. One of the best examples, I think, of suicidal empathy happening in real time is a town in Michigan called Hamtramck, and I believe it was the first town in the United States that authorized the Muslim call to prayer in the morning. The liberal people in that town wanted to protect Muslim rights. There was a whole bunch of people from Bangladesh and I think Armenia coming into the town, and these were the people who were very much pro LGBTQ++. So they welcomed tons of refugees into their small town, who eventually became the majority. And then what happened is you got the first mayor from this country. City council became all Muslim. It's an example of you have to be careful of the unintended consequences of good intentions. Because what happened in that town this year is that they banned the pride flag. So now you have an all-Muslim city council and mayor. And now they've taken...
Wait till they start throwing them off the buildings and burying them up to their necks in sand with red fire ants, or throwing them into steel pits with tar. I mean...
Michigan's going to shit.
Yeah,
there's a town in Michigan. I don't know if it's the same town, but there was a town in Michigan where... the mayor, who is Muslim, wanted to rename the main street after some dude who was pro-Palestine and says he was a Hamas and blah, blah, blah. And one of the people spoke out against it, and the mayor chased him out of the town and said, we don't want you here.
That doesn't surprise me
you
at all.
You can leave, and made his life a living hell until he left.
Sounds like Dearborn. Folks, do us a favor if you've not had a chance. Can you hit the like button, please? 56 likes on social media, on Facebook. That's ridiculous. We've got quite a few in population. If you guys could help us out, we would, once again, greatly appreciate it.
This video is like a double-edged sword here.
It's okay. I'm going to show it.
Okay.
And nice to see people in Rumble. We appreciate it. We are going to be rating somebody on Rumble. Tonight's numbers are a little low. Well, go figure. It's what happens when they cancel our show that's been booked. Thanks a lot, Rumble. But we are $40 to goal. So I'm assuming we'll hit that in the next 16 because people are awesome. Here's the rest of this video. And then the no permits thing you're going to have to explain here.
Down all the pride flags. And the liberal women who were behind this whole movement are now like, what's going on? And now they're being completely rebuked. And it reminds me of communism, where the agitators and the revolutionaries are just useful idiots for the people who want to take power. And whether it's communists, people from a different country or worldview, take a look at that town. Tell me what you think about it, because I think that is a little microcosm of what could happen on a grand scale in Europe and North America if we're not sure about making sure people share our values before we put them in a position to take over. Here's a story of how a liberal town that was very pro-LGBTQ went to a town that now bans Pride Month and Pride flag.
Whoops.
I have never seen a video that has made me want to laugh out loud and cry hysterically at the same time, because karma for the LGBTQ activists who are let them in, and they have no idea who they are letting in. They have the people who are all queers for Palestine. They have no idea who they're supporting. They've never done any research.
No.
They are taking it at face value, and they know nothing about the Gaza Strip, the Palestinian people. They know nothing about the Muslim culture and what they actually think of lesbian and gay and LGBTQ. They have no idea.
Which is so funny, because it's the Jews that actually have the most, Western civilization standpoint, from having gays and lesbians who are openly allowed to walk in the streets of Israel. You don't get that shit in Saudi Arabia. You don't get that in Egypt. You don't get that in Jordan or UAE or or Oman. And hello. It's completely antithetical, but they're told that the Jews are all evil, because the left has hated Jews a lot longer than this woke Reich that we have with Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson. They're just fashionably hating Jews. The left has hated Jews a long time, and that started with Obama. And Obama despised the Jews, and so did Biden. That's why they repudiated Netanyahu, refused to go ahead and have any relationships with them, avoided hosting them in any way, shape, or form, set the undersecretaries over to host Netanyahu. It was just complete disrespect. So Democrats, that's what they've done. You nailed it, honey.
I'm waiting for another story to come out, how they ran anyone who was gay and lesbian out of that town. I'm waiting for it to happen.
I'm sure that's next. Wait till they start killing them.
I really hope that those people who wanted the Muslims to come into that town and who advocated for it realize what they've done and take that and learn from it and go teach other people what just happened.
Yeah, listen, I want to be clear. I don't have a problem with Muslims.
No, I don't.
I have a very serious. That's not my point. My point is that I am not a big fan of zealots and extremists, and that is the fear portion of the Muslim religion. Okay.
Mhm.
It's the extremists and the zealots. And those are the ones and they are one and the same. And the problem is it's an ideology. And how can you identify ideology? Well, it's the same way you can't identify racism unless it's put to action. The difference is some bigot screaming and dropping the N-bomb is really immaterial compared to the one guy who clacks off a vest full of school children. There's the difference. So although I would love to have racism completely eradicated from society, and for the most part, we have, especially when it comes to systemic racism. Muslim extremists is not something where people wear a sign. They blow everybody up, and then you go, "Oh, that guy was an extremist." So
Whoops,
a little bit of
idea.
Right, a little bit of a different situation. What's this Muslim no permits thing?
This is, do you remember a few months ago how we had heard that a Muslim community wanted to build a specifically Muslim city that you had to be in Texas, that you had to be Muslim to be there.
Yeah.
Sharia law, blah, blah, blah. They've
Yeah.
started building this town, but they're doing it illegally.
All right, let's
they're
listen.
not requiring permits. They're not doing anything.
Don't tell them the whole story. Just give them the appetite. Whet their appetite. You did that perfect. Here it is.
Well, in part by that statement, but also in part by information that we've gathered, there appear to be multiple violations that have taken place here. One is information has been provided to investors that appears to be misleading. Another is they appear to be in violation of fair housing laws. Also, we found that, they talk about doing all this building, but they don't have any building permits to actually do any building, and they have challenges even getting those building permits. Believe this or not, we've even received information that they may have been conducting a funeral home without legal authority. Bottom line, Laura, is that there so many questions arose, especially information that we received, that led us to need to call the elite Texas Rangers to conduct a criminal investigation to find out if criminal laws in Texas have been violated.
You're the governor. You have a lot of power to call for those investigations. Listen, some comments over in Rumble are, do Muslims have a problem with me? Some do, sure. But so do some Christians and Catholics and Protestants. And like I said, I've already been very specific on the difference between Muslims and extremists and zealots and how they handle a situation versus some Baptist who's going to pick at me and throw me, rain hellfire on me with holy water, right? I know a lot of Muslims, and no, they don't have a problem with me, and I don't have a problem with them. But I've known a lot of extremists and zealots, and those people most assuredly have a problem with me. My point is, how do you differentiate between the two? And it comes down to this: the Nation of Islam and Muslims do not mix with Western civilization at all. And their religion does not mix. So do I have a problem with the person? Not so much. Do I have a problem with their ideology? Yep. That's it. I don't like the way they treat women. I don't like the way they treat children. I don't like the way that they treat anyone who doesn't believe in what they believe. That's my issue with their ideology. But I also feel the same way about the Klan. Now, should we take all Klan and round them up and ship them out of the United States? No. Because these people have a right to believe what they want to believe, and Muslims have the right to believe what they want to believe. The moment that they infringe upon my rights is when I take umbrage with it. Until then, I'm not going to systematically hate all Muslims. Just like I'm not going to hate all Jews, or I'm not going to hate all Orthodox, or I'm not going to hate Presbyterians, or Russians, or Ukrainians, or Mexicans, or Mormons. Mormons, yes, but and Canadians, but otherwise
Those Canadians.
Candace, baby, oh my God, dude. I'm sorry. I know there's a laser that we can shoot from space that can make people sterile. Can we please use this? Can we use Jewish space lasers on Candace so she doesn't procreate? Oh my God. If she was already, the second baby's going to kill her.
This is the fourth.
No, but the second one after her postpartum depression she had from the last one. This one's going to take her down.
So I got a question for you.
Well,
when I was, this is going to lead up to the.
Oh, okay.
When I was pregnant.
Yes.
Which pregnancy?
Yes.
Hayden?
Yes.
Or Ethan?
Yes.
Which pregnancy was I more emotional on?
Yes is the answer. Yes.
Which one was I worse on?
Yes is the answer.
Yes. Okay.
You were nuts, complete batshit crazy on both of them.
Was I violent
Yes.
on either of them?
All-
Violent?
Yeah. You were violent in your reciprocity. You sure were. You held sex as a weapon for 5.5 years.
That was post.
It still was 5.5 years. You held it. Yeah. You punished me in your unhappiness. You were not a good person. And listen, I wasn't a good person during my addiction. I wasn't a good person in my youth. But you were pretty.
I'm talking specifically pregnancy. That's a
You
whole
were
other
violent
issue.
during Hayden. You were much better during Ethan, but you were very angry with Hayden for
Okay.
a lot of the time.
But I was much better with Ethan.
No, you were worse with Ethan. It just wasn't you weren't violent. You were depressed with Ethan. You with Hayden, you were proud of your belly. You were proud of your looks. You were proud of everything. You thought you were ugly and fat and not. You weren't happy being pregnant with Ethan. You were only unhappy with Hayden during the last month when you were literally having a baby for a month and were dilated for 30 days. And the same with
I
Ethan.
actually felt different. I think I felt differently. I
What
hated
you
Hayden.
felt and what you did were two different things.
I hated Hayden's pregnancy. I
Well,
hated it.
but we can look at the photos. You showed your baby bumps and you were always smiling and happy. Go try to find a smiling picture with Ethan.
I can actually.
Yeah, maybe one. With Hayden, you had hundreds. It was the first baby. See, you didn't ask that question. You didn't ask, was I more happy here or there? You asked, were you more violent? And with Hayden, you were not very nice. You were not. You were pretty, you and your whole family were pretty Machiavellian. You guys were trying to figure out how to kill me and how to get us divorced. I mean, that's the whole thing. You guys, your mom and sister hated me at that point, and they wanted me out of the picture. So the three witches of Albuquerque, three witches of Albuquerque were trying to kill me. But with Ethan, it was more of just like the medicine was taking hold, and I was too numb to care, and you were too down the hole to care either. And so we had a good 16 months of not really caring about how each other felt. And I think that Christmas, right before Christmas, me sitting down having that conversation with you and then physically taking Ethan from you and figuring out why he wasn't sleeping and letting you get a really good night's sleep, which I think you slept for almost 12 hours.
Probably did. I needed it.
And that kind of got us back to where we are. Now I can't keep you off me, which I get. So, Matt, Olivia, look up Pastor Martin Cedra and his wife, Millicent. That's a cool name. Cedra, they preach in our church about Islamic invasion of America. They are amazing. Cool. Like to have them.
Yeah, send me some info on them if you have contact info. Definitely try to look them up.
Here's the thing. Nobody asked me also, do you blame Olivia? No, I don't. I don't blame her for that. She hormones are a pain in the ass, and your body is literally being torn apart. And at the time, you're losing your beauty and losing the things that you hold dear, all the while trying to figure out how to relove your husband as much as you love that little thing growing inside you. And somehow your husband has to understand that too. It's a learning curve, but I'll tell you, our love is stronger because of it. And I love you more now than I ever have. But the love that I had for you wasn't true love. It was lust when we first met. And then that lust turned into mutual understanding. And then I think the love began, and it came with a lot of hate, and it came with a lot of learning. And then once we decided we were good, we're like, okay, let's get married. And we did. And we had to learn how to do that. And then we had to learn how to be parents. And then we had to learn to be multiple parents. And then we had to learn how to fall in love again through our kids. And that was a more me thing. So yeah, it's hard.
I can say that Hayden's pregnancy, I was miserable except for 4 weeks in the middle.
Well, you were miserable because we were miserable.
Yeah, it was the time, but I gained too much. I had 25 pounds of water weight on me. I was mad.
It could have been the gallons of ice cream.
No, it was the water weight.
I know. I do. And I remember I got you compression socks. And I would go out.
Were like this big.
Don't you remember I went out and got you compression socks all the time? And I went and got you the copper flex socks.
I didn't want to be touched during Hayden's pregnancy. And I felt that Hayden drained my
You didn't want to be
beauty.
touched after Hayden's pregnancy either.
Ethan's pregnancy was a different story.
That was an accident. I rolled over and you got pregnant, and then you didn't touch me again for another 2 years.
Ethan's pregnancy was a different story. Ethan's pregnant.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
No, but no, it wasn't. Let's not get into graphics here. That was for you. That wasn't for me. I had nothing to do with that process. You couldn't care less about me. You wanted sex, and my disposition was irrelevant because there was no attention towards me. And it's okay. I'm not mad at you. That's, it was just a different situation. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying I deserved it. Why did I deserve any attention? I was an opioid addicted guy who was just making ungodly amounts of money and on cruise control in his head. So you didn't owe me anything. Those were the years where you and I just didn't understand that we needed God early in that. And I wish we would have found it then.
Yeah.
Because I think things would have been different. I needed to find it. You would have been fine. You would have been ducked to water like you are now. And although you're not a big fan of the church, you would have, I think we could have found each other quicker with faith.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I'm not upset. I had an older lady that I used to take care of, and she said at first, it's lust, then it's love, then it's need. Oh, that's good, Mary Jo. Yeah.
Now I can honestly say, yes, I was an emotional, insane woman, but I can say I never had, even to you, any violent tendencies where I wanted to reach out and kill you. Or kill anyone else around me.
Maybe,
and that's what I mean when I was...
Maybe when you're dropping Ethan and I'm like, can I finish my raid first?
Oh gosh, yes. Yeah,
Mitch,
that was about the only time I was like, I'm going to kill you.
Mitch Oldham said, Matt, I can imagine you're not a saint to be married to. I never said I was a saint. And second, I'm not a fag, so we wouldn't be married. So why are you imagining about us being married? I never said I was a saint. And in fact, I've been very critical of myself throughout this entire conversation. I'm just blatantly honest. Olivia has faults and so do I. And,
yes.
and we've had this conversation before. We're just doing it in front of you. So nope, I've never said I was a saint. In fact, I'm the farthest thing from it. So but you can keep imagining being married to me all you want. It's fine. Do you want me to flash a nipple or sign a picture for you? I will, Mitch.
Well, that was a very long intro to this video. Sorry.
Yeah,
took a turn.
A good turn. It's a good conversation. I think people can learn. Communication is important in relationships. Any roadblocks or division that Olivia and I have right now are based upon personal idiosyncrasies. It's my inability not to get frustrated and raise my voice and snap, and it's her inability not to lie and not be honest with her feelings in order so that snapping doesn't take place. I snap because she lies. She lies because she doesn't want me to snap. It's a cyclical, mutually assured, cancerous thing that we do, but it's so insignificant compared to the problems we used to have. It's like we constantly dance around that. Like, hey, why didn't you just tell me the truth? Or, hey, why'd you snap at me? And we know that it doesn't matter whether we get an answer for that, because if that's the way the rest of our life's going to be, we're going to be happy. But we also know that it sucks. And we've got to try to figure out how to do it. But I think it's really our last hurrah before we get old, gray, and die is how am I going to be more patient with someone who I admire and is a queen to me? And how is she going to be more trusting that some of the grumpy asshole side of me that is buried in the past and I'm no longer that guy? And I think time will make that happen. And kicking the kids out of the house and getting them out of here so our stress decreases a lot. It can happen any day now.
Yeah, I can tell you that we butt heads more when the kids are.
Yeah.
Can you tell the last week?
Yeah, Ethan's driving. Hayden's doing fine.
Ethan's on the shit list right now.
Ethan's in some serious trouble. Ethan's being a complete tard. Here's the video. Let's watch it. Good conversation. Candace baby.
Very unique attitude that she's known to have when she's pregnant with a boy. It's kind of sus. I think she's pregnant. Yes, you were correct. I learned from you. And then I found out that is indeed the reason, as it always is, that I grow sort of increasingly violent when I am, something about growing a boy inside of you that makes you want to aggress. That's how I feel. I don't understand it, but I want to physically fight people. The more pregnant I become, I want to physically fight people. There's nothing I can do about it. It's a condition. And
I can explain it.
We're going to unpack today, but I wanted to get that done at the top of the show. Let you guys know that you are really annoying for knowing.
So let me explain.
Let me insult my listeners because I'm pregnant.
Oh no,
and
I insult
can.
my listeners. I just, Mitch came out and said something, and I decided to go ahead and answer it. That's a Captain Obvious. Of course, I'm not a saint. I'm degrading at
And
times.
I'm not much of a saint.
Yeah,
either.
I'm degrading at times. When you cut me, I lop your head off. And it can't be easy to be married to a person like me. You're right, Mitch. I'm not upset at you. Just wondering why you're fantasizing about being married to me. But I agree with you.
Is there green Jello in that fantasy?
No, that's that other guy. But I can also say this, although and being self-aware, it's no picnic being married to me, but it also is extremely rewarding to be married to me. There's a few reasons why. One is that I'm a protector and I'm good at it. 2 is that you want me in your corner. 3 is that I can do things with my tongue that literally makes her speak Portuguese.
Your little finger.
And the last thing is that I accept Olivia for who she is. And at her worst or her best, I never degrade who she is. I can say I don't like her lying, or I can say I don't like this, but I don't care what she looks like. I don't care at all. People ask that question. Well, what if she was a quadriplegic? I'm fine. Vegetables put up less of a struggle.
Oh my God.
I'm fine with that. So I defend her. I love her, and we love passionately. We argue. We don't fight anymore. We argue.
Yeah, I would say we argue.
We argue,
It's been a very long time since we've had a knockout drag.
Yeah, we don't drag out anymore. We just argue, and honestly, because we all know it's going to lead to sex, so it's like let's just get to the angry sex and call it good. So okay, so good points. Candace wants to hurt people because Candace is insane.
Yeah,
and when
has
you
nothing to
are
do with the baby,
when
it's
your
just an excuse.
when your baby is literally stealing your estrogen and your testosterone, all it's going to do is exemplify problems. Like Bill Cosby says, cocaine. It exemplifies your personality. Great. Well, what if you're an asshole? Pregnancy does the same thing. If you were an a-hole before you were pregnant, you're going to be an a-hole during pregnancy, and then most assuredly after your pregnancy. If you were a fairly kind person, you're going to have your moments of trials and tribulations, but most assuredly you'll probably be a good person during and then after. But Candace is completely like wacko. Her color in her batshit cave is a particular shade of nuts. And that means that when you get pregnant, you're just really hyper aware because people are probably staying away from you. You know what I mean? That's it. Mitch says, no fantasy here, bud. Sure, Mitch. Been married for 43 years and we love each other till the day we die. Had our ups and downs, but we stuck through it. Well, then I can say you don't sound like you're a saint either. So, he, his without sin may cast the first stone. I completely understand. You're absolutely right. Usually game recognizes game. And I think 43 years is an amazing accomplishment. You should be congratulated for sticking through it. And we're at 27 years, some of it living in sin, and we're sticking through it too. So I know you're not gay, Mitch. I've known you long enough to know that I'm just busting balls as you are. Yeah, Candace is crazy. That's it. There's really nothing else to say. Ted Cruz. Oh, Paul Rivera donated 2110. Okay, who has the other half? I don't know, but let's find out. 28110 is where we're at. And thank you so much, Paul. We appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Ted Cruz had this to say, and I found this to be interesting enough to put it on the show and talk about it. Here it is.
And I'm going to repeat a prediction that I made several months ago in this podcast.
Really, several months ago. It's amazing because I made this prediction a couple of years ago. I want you to listen to this for me. And tell me, does this sound familiar in any way, shape, or form? Okay. Because I believe there is some little podcaster who said exactly this. Listen.
Yes. I believe in 2028, the top 2 Democrat front runners for president are Gavin Newsom and AOC. I believe
And don't forget Spanberger if Newsom gets tossed because of investigations, because I believe Spanberger is an AOC ticket, which gives people the white person that they would feel comfortable voting because they don't want to vote for a brown woman. AOC is a vice president. Spanberger is a vice president. Newsom is most assuredly a candidate. Don't. Thank you. Don't give up the ship on the fact that Newsom, if the alcoholism, the infidelity and stuff don't get him, the indictments and the convictions of his wife very well could, where he has to pull out. But as of right now, don't pass up Shapiro. Walls isn't going to happen, or a no-name, or Kamala might even actually be a consideration. But Newsom, in my opinion, is kind of the front runner that they're looking for 2028. But Spanberger or AOC, that was my statement. So
I think running Shapiro just kind of cuts out their entire last 2 years.
I understand that.
Of what they've stood for, that Jews are bad. I mean,
because that's not their platform. That has been baked into Democrats for 40 years. They repudiate Christianity. They repudiate religion. They're pro-abortion. They're antithetical to Jews, but they're also antithetical to Christians and Baptists and Presbyterians and everybody else. That's not the point I'm trying to make. And remember, I don't think AOC is going to be vice president. I disagree with Ted Cruz there. I don't think AOC. I said AOC. What did I say? She was going to run for Speaker of the House, or she was going to run for Senate for Majority Leader. That's what I said she would do. That is, I believe. I don't believe vice president is in the cards for her. I think Spanberger and Newsom is probably a closer match because Newsom is a dummy. And Spanberger can at least put two sentences together, even though she's a raving socialist. She's got Hillary Clinton vibes, and Democrats always love that. So there's that.
AOC will.
I understand Shapiro will not happen because he is a Jew, but you need to understand something too, is that they need to win desperately, and they don't have any candidates. They don't have any candidates. They're in a tough pickle, especially with Newsom, because the Republicans are going to go after Newsom. They've got a bag full of stuff on him. So you have to go to the reservoir. And who are you going to put up there? Cory Booker? No.
Spartacus.
You going to go run Kamala? No. You going to run Tallarico? No. You going to run Beto O'Rourke?
Booty juice.
Who are you going to run? Tell me. They don't have anybody. So they're in a position that they have to go back to the well, but Shapiro at least has some yap and some game. And that, remember what I told you, they are going to shift away from the anti-Jew, pro-trans, LGBTQ thing. They're already doing it. They're trying to get more family values, and Shapiro has that clean-cut image with his family. Don't sell yourself short on Shapiro. Please, don't make that mistake.
Run for president, and she will be a top-tier candidate. Because that's where the base of the party is. By the way, the charter member of the AOC for President Committee will be Chuck Schumer, who is utterly terrified that AOC will primary him and beat him in a Democrat primary. But here's my second prediction, which I've made before, but I want to repeat. AOC will run for president, and Mondami is going to run against Chuck Schumer for the Senate, and Mondami will beat Chuck Schumer for the Senate. Both of those predictions,
I like this prediction.
I think you can take them to the...
These are all possibilities. Mamdani, why would he be in Senate when he's the mayor of New York? He's in a much better position, a much more prolific position. Ted Cruz is a smart guy. I think he's off on this. I think AOC, I don't think she's going to run for president. And if she does, it would have to be tied to Bernie Sanders. She would have to be an opposition candidate.
I can see Bernie Sanders and AOC running on a ticket together.
I think Bernie's too damn old. I just don't think. I think he's going to get the old man syndrome, old man vibes like Biden. Newsom and Spanberger is a scary ticket. Don't sleep on Spanberger. I told you guys, they floating her for president. And Whitmer. Don't. We talked about it last night with Bondi the other night. Whitmer, don't you dare not consider her.
Do you think they would put out an all-female ticket?
No, but I think they could definitely put Whitmer with Newsom. Or they could put Spanberger with Newsom. I
think America and both sides is sick of old man president.
Well, that's why you go with Newsom.
I think you need some young blood on both sides.
I'm telling you what, you want to win, Marco Rubio, I don't think Marco Rubio has the legs to win. I think you put J.D. Vance and Youngkin together. You get the billionaire class, you get the Eastern Seaboard, J.D. Vance gives you the Rust Belt, and you're cruising for the election. You win Florida automatically. You win the South. You take...
I think you might win Virginia with Youngkin.
You would take Virginia with Youngkin, and you would take, like I said, it gives you the Eastern Seaboard. It breaks the blue wall in the East. They don't have a blue wall when it comes to New Mexico and Arizona anymore, and they've lost... the only blue wall you have to go after is the Northeast corridor. So you got to flip one of those states, and you flip one of those states, the election's over by 9:00. But don't kid yourself that Whitmer, Spanberger, and Newsom are all a possibility. Whitmer, she's not stupid, and she's popular. Spanberger is unpopular, but also is a Democrat lapdog who would do well, not stealing the limelight from Newsom, but giving that female vote what they want.
Dale, AOC was born in the Bronx in New York.
Yeah. Klobuchar? Oh no, Klobuchar's been... She's toast. She's cooked. So Ted Cruz, some interesting perspectives. The anti-MLB Christians were interviewed. These are the people out in San Francisco Giants Park who are complaining that there are anti-gays because they put up Bible verses on their hats during Pride Night. Here are those protesters being questioned.
Absolutely. And what does coming out here and demonstrating mean to you personally?
Folks, 2110 was our last donation by Paul. We are absolutely $19.90 away, folks. We're really close, or $18.90 away. We need some help and would love to get out of here. It's a little bit later than what we thought, but we also started a little later, so we've only got a few more minutes. Here we go. Rubio already said if Vance runs for president, he won't run. Right. That's why I was saying Rubio is not going to happen. So Vance is going to run as long as this continues, where gas prices continue to go down, stock market looks good, and then he's going to be in it. It means you have a good fourth quarter going into first quarter, and then the election's here. It's going to be at the 18 to 19-month mark. This is going to be the longest election in U.S. history for sure. And Vance will have to start running literally in February, and he'll have to announce and declare. If he does, great. I still don't think Rubio runs. I don't think Rubio should run. I don't think Rubio can win. It's nothing personal. I like Rubio. I just don't think he is very much a strong vice president, a strong secretary of state. He would make an amazing SecDef. I just don't know if he's president or not. And I don't know if running as a vice president on that ticket would help J.D. Vance, where I think a Youngkin would most assuredly help J.D. Vance. A lot. Because the billionaire class wants Youngkin. Here's the video.
I mean, someone's got to do it. Right? We need to stand up. We need to have voice. Unlike the Giants' leadership, we need to say something.
What do you say?
You make your voices heard.
Great. All right, that's all I
think. I mean, Pride is all about different origins and acceptance. For the Giants to basically not even acknowledge it. Posey's saying, let's talk about baseball. This is baseball. I've been a season ticket holder my entire life. And I don't know, I'm fed up with that. San Francisco.
Would you say that loving your neighbor is actually accepting something that the Bible calls a sin?
I'm not here to comment.
You guys have Matthew 22:39 on that right there. It says, love your neighbor. Are you saying that people that actually go against his word are his children? Because that's where I'm saying, if you have a Bible verse, you got to be able to defend it. I've never read the Bible through and through.
Look,
how do you know that I never read the Bible? I'm happy to talk theology, but if you put a Bible verse on a poster, you got to be able to defend it.
I've read my Bible. Have you?
I have read my Bible. You can't defend love your neighbor equals accepting people that live a lifestyle that's against the Bible.
At a time when Jesus loves everyone.
Does Jesus accept it? Does love equals acceptance of a sinful lifestyle?
About gay people in the gospel.
He affirms that marriage is between one man and one woman in Matthew. In Matthew.
But he also says,
have you not read? He shall leave his father. Okay, but Lisa, there's no saying that Christians don't hate gay people.
Well, then why
Landon
can't-
Root does not hate gay people. Ryan Walker does not hate gay people.
I think people should put their genitalia away and start exercising more brain power. I am so sick of this argument. Christians, it's not your responsibility to save homosexuals. You are supposed to bring them the word of God.
Yes.
Your judgment is not necessary in that process. Period. That's it. And gay people, your job is not to indoctrinate kids and lop off their penises and sew up their vaginas and rip off their boobs and give them transgender bathing suits and tell them that it's okay that a 33-year-old Mexican illegal can go ahead and rape a 6-year-old boy, and somehow it's about sexual relationships of a pragmatic nature. How about you just, both of y'all, shut up?
I would happen to agree.
So tired of this. Stop shoving it down our throats. And Christians, stop working so hard to get on your knees so they can shove it down your throat. You know what I mean? I just want to be, there's a lot of people out there that are just like, I'm going to a pride festival and I'm going to get my camera and I'm going to go get offended. It's like, how about you just stay home and then you won't be offended to begin with? How about you just let people celebrate whatever they want to celebrate and just leave them alone? And then why don't you all just celebrate what you want to celebrate and leave us alone? You know what I mean? Whitmer is not liked as much Whitmer is not liked as much as people think. Actually, she is. She's got a 57% approval rating in the state. That's all you need to win. Nationally, her approval went down after COVID a little bit because there was a lot of negative press, and she should have been because she was a dictator. Yes, I agree with you. She is a bitch. But that doesn't mean that she doesn't have panache. She doesn't have the ability to articulate in front of a camera, and is probably one of the most likable Democrats that there are right now, whether you like her or not. I just said she's the most likable Democrat. And that's not setting the standard very high. But she's a likable Democrat. And when she worked with Trump about the invasive fish species, and she worked on a few other things, hiding behind the binder was funny. She's been somewhat affable. That's it. But I don't like her. But that doesn't mean that people don't like her, because people do. And the Democrats were floating her in 2017. You know that. She followed up the State of the Union address, the follow-up to Donald Trump's State of the Union, and it went very well. She was very well received. Olivia and I both were like, holy shit, who's this chick? And better be careful, because she's a Democrat. Mm-hmm. Well, then COVID happened, and she got some negative limelight. Spanberger's being pulled out of the press because she followed up with a SCOTUS address. They're going to put both of them to the backside. You'll start hearing more from them in October, November, December. And if you do hear a lot from them, if they're on the campaign trail, they're pushing for candidates, both of them, and they're visiting rival states, you know they're going to run. Just watch for it. Yeah, you can hate her. It's fine. You can hate AOC. You can hate Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm just telling you who to watch out for. That's my job. My job is to tell you who to watch out for. Yep. Last video tonight. Trying to figure out which one I want to do. Van Jones says the Democrats have kind of called their own swan song. We're going to be rating the Nunn Report, which I'm excited. There's a Trump rally watch party. How about we just get to that, folks? Do we have a donation by chance? No. Yet. Nope. I don't have my sad song. Folks, we're going to play the donation video, see if we can make $19 before we transfer over. We got to go. We'll be right back.
What the hell is that? It's a boy on a broom? Well, don't open the window. Bloody hell!
Muggles, I'm sorry for using magic outside of Hogwarts, but I'm in dire need. Have any of you Muggles seen my golden ball?
Did you just say he's looking for his gold balls? I think he said golden ball.
We love you too, Mitch. You need to get a profile pic, buddy. Get a profile pic. We love you. You know I love you.
Right you are. You two are very bright witches.
You really are the brightest witch of your age.
Did he just call us bitch? It's a Harry Potter movie. You have to keep it PG-13.
You know my name? I am Harry Potter. That means you know where it is.
No, we haven't seen it.
Well, you can buy a new one at the Dumb Show. You get 10% off for using code DUMB10.
Bloody brilliant! 10 points to Gryffindor.
Did he just call us Griffin Horse?
If you want to take part in more adventures, you too can donate to The Dumb Show. You can go to thedumbshow.com/donate. We take PayPal, Venmo, credit card, and you can even send us an owl at P.O. Box 2, Round Hill, Virginia 20142. Please make sure to leave your name and a message, and we will share it on the next show. Live weekdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And remember, them Dumbledore sent you too.
Okay, seriously? What's a fumble sore?
It's a fumble sore. Just to give you an update on Gretchen Whitmer, 85 to 90% approval from Democrats. She's got, I'm so sorry, I was wrong. 56% approval nationally. I'm so sorry. I was off by 1%. I'm a horrible human being. Independents are 50 to 60%, which the independents are usually the ones who decide the election. So there, we'll fall with that. And then 20 to 35% approval with Republicans, which should really surprise you. That's actually a big number. She is not a slouch. Remember, people told me, oh, she's going to lose the election. I told you for sure there were 3 things that were going to happen. 5. Herschel Walker was going to lose. He did. Mohammed Oz was going to lose to Fetterman. He did. Carrie Lake was going to lose. She did. Majewski in Ohio was going to lose. He did. And that Whitmer was going to win decisively. Oh, and also that Kemp in Georgia was going to destroy Stacey Abrams, which he also did. By the way, in that election, we had like a 99.993 success rate on our predictions. So, yeah.
You did.
Olivia looks really good in red.
Thank you.
I had a comment. I left it alone.
I know what you were thinking.
I know. I had a comment. I left it alone. Wish I could donate. Frederick, don't you worry about that. That's not a big deal. All right, there it is. Tommy Austin came in. Thank you, Tom. Tommy took care of us. All right, let's get over to Dan Nunn, who's a friend of ours. We love Dan. Tommy Austin donated $21.10, bringing us in.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, 30220. We'll take it. That's a good night tonight. We thank you guys so much for letting us hit it. And
we'll be here tomorrow, and Hayden said she's going to be on tomorrow. So
good, yeah. So Hayden's going to be on. That'll be a good show.
So everyone needs to come and see Hayden.
Yep. All right, so let's do this. We're going to go over to Dan Nunn. We'll do that together. Why don't you go ahead and send us on over, Kim? Kim? Yes?
Tammy.
Shit. Whatever. Your name's Kim. I'm sorry. I'm sorry very, very much, Tammy. I don't know why I called you Kim, but we love you. So we're going over there to raid Dan Nunn, and then we're going to go over there to Dan Nunn, and we're going to end the stream over on Rumble. So goodbye to there. Then we go over to rumble.com, and we're going to go look up Daniel Nunn and go raid him and see how that goes. Listen to that for a few seconds. Dan always puts on a good show. The Nunn Report with Dan Nunn.
Now our country will celebrate one of the...
And Olivia over there on the Dumb Show and their moderators, who of course are extraordinary, just like mine are here. So I want to give it, man, today was a weird day. I got to tell you, I've got some work being done in my house from some contractors, and so I'm keeping an eye on.
He's going to be on next Tuesday, by the way. Just so you guys know.
Yeah, yes, I'm glad he's doing better.
I'm also my first time back on stage in over 6 months. It's been over 6 months since I took a stage with my band, and because of my back surgery and the pre-pain and then the surgery and then the recovery, over 6 months now since I took the stage with my band. I'm super looking forward to doing it this Saturday, man, at a big festival up here in Washington State, and so it's gonna be cool. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not gonna be headbanging. I'm gonna plant my feet. Well, first I'm going to strike a rock pose, of course, and I'm going to plant my feet, and I'm going to go ahead and play, and that's it. No jumping around, no head banging, none of that, because I just can't do that. Living Patriots is in the house. Thanks, brother. Craig Muttley, PV Squish, Hoof Hearted. Got to give a shout out. Windy Wild, of course, moderator extraordinaire, Uncle Cracker. Craig Muttley in the house. Olivia Dunn. What's happening, Olivia? How you doing, man? Look forward to seeing you next week. Is that next week? I think it's next week. We have the 30th, I believe. Going to be bouncing on the Dumb Show, so make sure you catch me there. And we'll do the regular show, of course, like we do every day, weekdays at 4 Eastern Time, exclusively on Rumble, the free speech alternative Screw Tube. And then I'll get an hour off. Then I'm going to bounce straight over to the Don't Unfriend Me show. They're all over the place, man. They're not just on Rumble. They're on YouTube. They try to be on Facebook, but you know how Facebook is, especially nowadays. You never know what's going to happen. Who else do I have here in the chat? TV Green, of course, heard in the cast. Definitely you nunchuck. That's happening, man. Thank you so much, Pat Carr. Who else do I got here? Sister Mary McGroin, PNW Sparky, Pacific Northwest Sparky, Boston guy, Hoof-Hearted, all the usual suspects and characters. Joetown28, man, Dumb Show follower. Thank you for jumping in the chat. When I see a new person in the chat that I don't recognize the handle, look at that. Joetown28, Dumb Show follower, jumping into the Nun Report chat. I'm going to go ahead and give you an American flag, a 47, a German Shepherd dog, and a fuck yeah, followed by a Donald Trump dancing to the YMCA. So there you go.
Paul, if you're over in Rumble, you automatically go.
So
the other channels we don't.
And,
so we can't raid from Facebook or YouTube. But if you're over on Rumble, we send you there.
Gifted, holy crap.
Yeah.
Hoof-Hearted just gifted 5 subscriptions to the Nun Report. That's like big money, man. That's big money. Thank you so much, Hoof-Hearted. I appreciate it. You huge support of the show. And from my state, by the way. Over on the good side of the state, the red side of the state. I'm over on the left coast of Washington, where the communists
looks like I just got a free. I don't know what that is.
Unfortunately, drool.
It's a subscription
over there on the eastern side.
I think I don't know.
Is that air show come and gone? Hoof, or is that are we still? Is that still a thing? Are we? Has that happened yet? Because maybe I might be game for coming out there. It depends on how my back's doing and how long the car ride is. I'm just not ready for long car rides yet. My back, those are the most radical. I do not suggest. Man,
I told him not to.
I've had back surgery once before.
I told
that
him.
Recovery was completely different from this one. This one has been.
They're horrible.
It's been brutal.
They suck.
It's been absolutely brutal.
They suck.
And I just it's hard to explain. I wouldn't wish this on anybody. And it's not just, I mean, the pain is horrible, obviously. The recovery is brutal, like I said. And I'm just now, what really drove me nuts, like over time, as I look back on my recovery period, and actually pre-op too, is just a level of opioids I was on to the point where, I mean, I've been on cloud 9. I was on, I was on cloud 9 for 5-6 months. Mm-hmm. It's just been over the last 4 or 5 weeks that I've gotten down to a level that's normal, like a normal human being could actually not die on.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Oh man, I was on some
we'll
level
talk
of
about
stuff that
yeah,
would kill most people. So, but it was needed. It was needed. Anyway, did you see? Look, I hate to interject this. The watch parties are supposed to be fun and cool, but since a bunch of people jumped in, and since we're still rocking and rolling and going on, I'm going to go ahead and bring this up, and that is what is happening across the blue cities in this country, and then is growing into the state. I did a show on it last week about the cancer of socialism. I devoted nearly an entire show to that.
If you guys have not joined Dan Nunn, he's over on Facebook, he's over on YouTube,
happening.
But you can go see him over on Rumble. He's a good friend of the show. He's going to be on Tuesday. He runs a good show, Tight Ship. And he just went through a huge back surgery, and I was worried about him, obviously, and tried to help his show a little bit, but it's a lot of work. So, but he made it through, and that's good to see, and we're going to have him on Tuesday. Want to say thank you to everybody for helping us hit goal. Liv, walk them through who else is coming, and then we will get the heck out of here.
Yep, Gary Brugman will be here this Friday. He did confirm, so we're good with that. Again, Dan Nunn next Tuesday, and Damani Felder next Friday. Tim Brown on the 8th, Garrett Sodano from the Grassroots Army podcast on the 14th, Lisa Regina on the 21st, along with one, possibly two of her executive producers. Ronnie Marmo will be here. Joe Montagna, we are hoping, will be here. So we'll let you know when it gets closer to that. But many more, and we are only about a month away from Tyler Fish being on the show, which is awesome.
That's been a while.
He's August 8th, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm looking forward to that. That's great.
And we have a lot of cool opportunities coming here along with Chad Prather.
Mm-hmm.
We're working on trying to get him. And of course, all the usual suspects. Want to say thank you for everyone who helped donate. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll be back 7:00. It'll be Hayden and I on the show, and we'll have something fun for you. Bring your questions because she's a firecracker and fun as hell to be on the show. She is a firecracker. Yeah, she's a tiger. Just a tiger. Yeah. She's a wildcat. Just a wildcat. Yeah. Good times. Good times. What are you looking at? All right, goodbye.
Night, y'all.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.